Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome along to the Serie A Roundtable, Football Worldwide's exclusive content of Calcio Italian football. Welcome along to a familiar face, albeit with a side of old mate. I'm going to introduce him first. What's going on to a very good old friend of mine, it's Gulli down in Sydney as well. What's going on, my man? Good to see you. Peace from him. And Adam coming in strong from Melbourne, top of the Campionato. He's looking happy.
Salutate la capolista, ragazzi.
He said it before camera. He needs to get it in early just in case.
I need to get it in early. I don't know how short-lived this position at the top of the table is going to last for. It might only be a week. So I'm going to bask in all its glory tonight.
That's it, bro. Riccardo, that's 3 videos in a row where you're not smiling properly, man. I can't get used to your face not smiling, but you're still here, and I love you. Thanks for coming, Riccardo.
Ciao, boys.
And ciao, Zio Ammo, who's trying his best to keep everything under a lid. I'm just kidding, bro. It's good to hear from you, man.
Cheers, Bello. Nice to see everybody.
We've got a lot to talk about in a very short amount of time in this video. I'm very conscious of all my friends joining me. So thank you to everybody who's watching this around the world. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you are new. With all due respect, I think it's only fair to go to the nation's capital and to go to Adam to kickstart us this week, man. So not only talk about the performance that resulted in a win, but, you know, Jose's 1,000th game. It couldn't have gone any better for you guys, Adam, bro.
Yeah, and didn't realize how much it actually meant to him till we watched the post game interview, actually, where he'd been talking about it with Thiago Pinto, the director, all week, and with his family, how much it actually meant to him to reach this milestone. And it didn't really sink in for me as a fan until after the game that it actually is a massive milestone to reach a 1,000th game as a manager, as a coach. So great that we got the win for him. Let's dissect it a little bit. Not overall happy with the performance. I think hopefully there's a lot of improvement in this team, especially defensively. Got carved open probably one too many times that I would have liked. It was just a really sporadic game, end to end, very open from the outset. Which is not a typical Mourinho style, either offensively and defensively. So, interesting that we the goal, for anyone that saw the goal, made into Trigoria, that one on the training pitch, where Pellegrini played a through ball to Cristante to finish off, which looked like a through ball that you'd see in open play. Then had a goal disallowed for Sassuolo, which Raspadori was marginally offside, correct decision. And then it was just end-to-end for the rest of the match. We got that goal at the death through El Shaarawy. And, the stadium just exploded. Mourinho ran to the curva, as did the whole squad. As a fan, seeing the stadium almost at capacity for starters was brilliant, and seeing Mourinho jumping the celebrations was extra special as well. Amazingly, after that, we almost conceded because Kamaka popped up for a half volley when the game was pretty much done, and luckily for us, he was also offside as well. So. Interesting point. Again, as I mentioned last week when we were talking about Roma, there's been no turnover whatsoever. We had Matias Vinha literally jump off a plane from the South American qualifiers and start the game, which was extraordinary. Everyone expected Calafiori to start. And that first 11 has just stuck. So hoping and thinking that come Thursday or Friday morning our time and our debut in Conference League football in the group stage, that he actually starts rotating that squad, because if he keeps going the way we're going, we're going to have some really burnt out players in a few weeks' time. So, look, like I said in the intro, basking in the glory that we're top of the league. I wouldn't read too much into that, though, considering the teams that we played, although Sassuolo and Fiorentina look like they're going to be, hot to handle. But we haven't played anyone in that top 4 yet. So, from last season anyway, so we are looking forward to that. But all things are looking good. That's 5 wins in a row for the Giallorossi.
Well done, man. Well deserved. I like Tammy Abraham's energy. I was just watching the game this morning, and like I think it was the 91st minute, I could still see him hitting the legs and hitting the sprints. I'm like, that's exactly what you want from your player, man. Still looking like he's just as energetic into stoppage time as he was at the start of the game. I'm going to go around the table next for the huge fixture that was Napoli versus Juventus. Not a good result for the boys in black and white. Fantastic result for Luciano Spalletti, and that's only his second win against Juve in 27 matches. There is no one better to bottle it against Juve than Spalletti, but he got the job done. Zio Ammo, I'm going over to you first. The floor is yours. How did you find the match altogether? And I've got one follow-up question for you afterwards as well.
To be honest, you know how much I love beating Juventus, but this time I had a bit of test because Juventus is not Juventus. It's having through their own trouble. And unfortunately for them, due into the qualification, they had to have a few players missing. Napoli also had a few players missing. I think this game was a very tactical game. I think you guys saw my post. I think both coaches did their best. Allegri did very good, in my opinion, with the squad he had up in his hand to try to don't lose the game against Napoli. If you think about Napoli, the last few years always struggle against teams that sit at the back, hold, and countering attack. You have a team that is very down in numbers. I think the only thing Allegri could do is sit at the back and try their approach. And it almost worked because there was a disaster movement done by Manolas that cost us the first goal. Then the quality of Napoli player today, it's higher than Juventus player at this stage. So the quality of the players plus the numbers that we had, we were all over the place, all over them. And I had again that feeling that the game will never be lost. And in fact, the goal came. Now, the goal came from two mistakes from Juventus defenders as well. One from Szczesny. He did not hold the ball from an Insigne shot, and Politano tipped it in. And then Koulibaly from something I never saw in my life. And I coach and play football, some low league as well. But I never saw a striker striking the ball towards his goal. It's something I don't know what Ken did. I don't know why Ken got the ball and struck. And he almost scored a great on goal. Szczesny did a great save, to be honest. But then Koulibaly was there and pimped in. Pretty much the game was very tactical. A team that tried not to lose and countering attack against a team that wants to win. And I like the way Spalletti read the game because the first half, I have to say, Allegri tactical works pretty good. Congest the area, blocked at us, and also had Locatelli dropping, creating space because one of our midfielder was coming in. So Mario Rui had to tack in to close the gap, and they always had the space free behind Mario Rui that will give us trouble. What Spalletti did the second half, he put Onas in, and he put Onas to man marking Locatelli off the ball. And when we had the ball, he was a number 10 behind Osimhen. They give him a small run to do it. So that way, our wing back were nice and wide, and we never suffered there again. And I think also Insigne injury came in our favor because Onas and Lozano, when they came in, they changed the game, in my opinion. Why Insigne was not there. Having said so, disgusting that a game like Napoli-Juventus needs to be played with players coming off the plan because we had Ospina showing up with a pillow at the game, you know, and but pretty much every team in the set. And now we have to play a game the weekend. We have an international game, all of us. Then we have another game again. I don't know if there's an international game again. This is crazy. What's the point?
It's nuts. It's nuts, bro.
Nuts. It's crazy. Yeah, you should do that.
I've got one follow-up question for you, brother.
Yes.
This kid on loan from Fulham had a fantastic performance, man. Anguissa, I was very, very impressed with the way his style of play is, man. Talk a little bit about him. What expectations do you have for the season? Does Napoli have any intention of redeeming this guy if he does have a good campaign, bro?
Listen, I start looking at my midfielder now. After I saw this guy, I'm start getting excited because Demme is a very good defending mid. He wins a lot of ball in the middle. Lobotka this year so far with Spalletti was doing good, but once again he got injury at the international break. Then we got this guy from nowhere. I never heard of him. We got on a loan. We pay half of his wages as well. So it's like a great deal for us. And his team in Premier League got relegated. So I believe when you get relegated in Premier League, your money, your income drops a lot because you lose a lot of rate TV. So they have to loan him out. Yeah. But I was impressed because it's a mix of Bakayoko and Alan, but with technique. He was doing back flick like it was inside pass and was winning every contrast. Now, like a couple of my friend Juventini said, it was good to looking good against the Juve midfielder. So we have to see him against some tough opponent, but very impressive. That's what is coming, man. This guy, he reminded me of Alan. Napoli miss Alan a lot. But this guy got the physique. Alan was only technique and was like a pit bull. These guys, it's also got the physique. So I was very impressed.
Very nice, man. I'm going over to you, my friend Giacomo, bro. Unmute yourself. You have the floor. The game against Napoli, not what you wanted. And please digress to your thoughts on the start of Juve's campaign under Allegri. It's been a long time coming. You have the floor, bro.
Look, Juve at the moment, they're missing personality. They don't have anybody in the midfield or anyone in that team that is really putting their personality on the game, getting in hard in tackles, not afraid of making mistakes, taking risks and scoring goals. We don't have those great players. Where even the coach at the moment, I'm not sure. I don't think we're even going to finish in the top 4. And it's been a team that's been going down now for 3 years. So not surprised they lost, because I like watching Napoli. They're a great team to watch. They're fast. You know, they're always scoring goals. When they are scoring, they're scoring 4 goals a game. So, not surprised they lost, but there is definitely room for growth. So a lot of mistakes, especially from Szczesny lately. There's been a lot of mistakes from Szczesny, so not happy, but looking forward to see how they grow in the next 6 months. So
what's your early expectation for this season after seeing 3 games? I know it's very early, 35 games still to play, but what would still make you happy as a Juventus fan at the end of the season, and what to you would signify growth?
Look, I want to see players adapting to the game and changing and not just playing the same boring football. They seem to be scared of making that final pass and, taking the shots from distance and actually playing exciting football. They've been playing very boring lately, and it's disappointing. Like I turn on the TV to watch events after 20 minutes, man, I'm asleep. I change the channel. It's disheartening to say that and actually to admit it, but it's what it is lately. We're really missing the players that are really exciting and that are going to change the game for us. We don't have players that can get us. We're losing 2-0. The game's over. We don't have players that are going to change the game for us.
There's a massive culture shift that's gone on in the club in the last few years. And, I think with another couple of additions, this squad would be back to where it needs to be. But choosing the right players to come into a team like this would be very, very tough. Thanks for that, bro. I'll come back to you soon. Riccardo, going over to you, man. Allegri's start to the season, not exactly what people wanted to see. The thing is, going off what James just said, Juventus fans were happy to say that Pirlo was playing more exciting, expensive football last season. But then when the results didn't come, they would say, well, this is where you need pragmatism and an experienced coach like Allegri, who no matter what, he'll just win dirty. Now it's almost the opposite. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, guys, I'm a bit of old of most of the Juventus supporter there. I see Magath goal against Hamburg. I see the period of 86 to 95 when we didn't win anything. We looked poor. We had players like Gallia, Marocchi. You probably guys didn't even born. So what are you going to say after 3 games? What Pirlo could do without 9 players probably will cop 6 goals from Napoli. How Armando say, I think Juventus the first half played really strongly. That's the type of game they have to do it. Missing 9 players was... I don't think Napoli... And probably Armando will agree with me. If the Juventus stay with the same formation of the first half, it was really hard for Napoli to go to score. Because Szczesny gave the goal from just a tiragir of the famous tiragir of Insigne that is gonna do that kind of shot. You gotta. I think Buffon will have stopped that ball. Anyway, Pellegrini injured, go out. The Sciglio went on the left. The lead come in. We played 3-5-2 with Bernardeschi on the right, man. That's our solution. So I don't know what everyone expected, but that was the kind of game Allegri could do. Nothing better than that. And then again, international break. Yes, Armando, you're right. There's gotta be for the next 27 days. Every 3 days, there's gotta be a game. So there's no time to coach. There's no time to training. It's gotta be a game, preparation for the game, preparation for the game, preparation for the game, and then it's going to be another international break. So I don't think Juventus in the next probably 4 weeks is going to be any improved. Even Locatelli had cramps, I think, from the 70 minutes. No one in the bench to come in. Keane. I don't know, man. I think, if I want to find what the issue was, I think he thought Rabiot was going to get the header and he put his head down. So he didn't see the ball coming. That's why his body was in the wrong position. But again, well done to Napoli. They believed to win the game. But I don't think talking about Allegri, what he could do, could not do, it's after three games is, to me, it's just a waste of time, man.
Riccardo, I got a question for you.
We lost Ronaldo 2 days before the market, the transfer market finished. That was badly end, but also was badly from Ronaldo because he couldn't leave a month ago. But no one won him. So he went like every door to every team to try to get out, losing the best player in the world. Because now the turn. See how things turn in the media, in the supporters, even on the group. When Ronaldo was a Juventus, he was a crap player. The moment he put the Manchester United shirt, now he's the best player in the world again. So this is the kind of supporter we have. This is the kind of the media we have. No any team could lose a player like Ronaldo 2 days before the transfer market and thinking tomorrow everything is going to be fine. You know what I mean? Guys, we live I see the soccer in a totally different way. Missing 9. I don't think even Guardiola, Mourinho, Zidane, I don't know, just name me the best coach in the world, could do better than what Allegri did.
I want to give Adam his take here as well. Go for it, man.
Rika and James, just a question regarding this. Comparisons have already been made, obviously, with the squad from I think it was 2015-16, where the Juventus started in a similar position. In the first few rounds, dropping back. I think it was 1 or 2 points. Pretty much in the same scenario you are now. Do you think, and that season you went on to win the Scudetto, basically. Do you think these comparisons are correct? Do you think that you guys will pull yourselves out of this, or do you think the squad is too far gone now to sort of make up that ground and then overtake and then push through and win the Scudetto again this season? Because personally, I think that your midfield is nowhere near good enough. In comparison, compared to that squad from that year, I'm just interested to hear your opinions on that.
Well, I go first, James. Sorry. At the moment, I think it's more mentally the physical the problem. It's we need to be a team again. I mean, our legacy at the end of the game. It's not when you lose like this. It's nothing to say, man. Just put your head down and work. Now, I answer your question when I have Arthur back. I have a Locatelli in form. I have a Bentancur in form, I have a Rabiot in form, and I have a McKean in form. Then I can answer your question. Because still I didn't see full midfield. I don't believe we're going to win the Scudetto, but, in life, I saw things that I didn't believe were going to happen, and then they happened. So, write us off now, but, Juventus is Juventus. And again, all the supporters are reading in the page and stuff. Probably a lot of people misunderstood what I say. The club did choose when he chose Allegri, they give him 4 years of a contract. That says everything. They're not gonna fire him. They're not gonna sack him. They're gonna go with him for the next 4 years. This is a rebuild season. If we go 5th, 6th, I don't believe that. We'll be fine. Next year we'll try to be better. We save a lot of money with Ronaldo, but again, let a player like Ronaldo going and get a keen hint that he's not the substitute. Keane is not the substitute of Ronaldo. Keane is just ahead of a young boy because, we could Kyle George. We didn't
Nobody
see play.
can substitute Ronaldo.
So it's just be patient. I just say just be patient. I think comes
James?
with age.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think it's going to take time. I don't think we're going to see it this year. But the midfield that we have, you said before, you wait till Bentancur gets in form, you wait till Rabiot gets in form. I've been watching them for a long time. They're not going to win us the Campeonato. It's not going to happen. Not with these guys in midfield. Even Arthur, they don't have the aggression to go forward and sprint to defense and make things happen. They just sort of sit back, all of them. Rabiot is very good running forward with the ball. He looks like an elegant footballer when he runs forward, but he just doesn't have the last pass in him. He can't get it out. And that's what we're missing. We're missing a really good midfielder. We've got to wait for Locatelli. I hope Locatelli becomes a world-class footballer, because above all, he plays for the national team. And the number one team in Italy for me is the national team. So I want him to be the best he can be. But I don't think with the other guys, we're going to make it. I don't think so. It's going to take a while. We're in a big rebuilding stage. As you said, Allegri is the right guy to rebuild the team. I think building the team around Dybala is the right thing to do. And I think having Ronaldo there, as much as I love Ronaldo, I think it was the wrong decision having him there. I think he was too big for our players. Simple as that.
You got to dedicate funds to build a squad around him to make it work, man. Everyone would have agreed on that. Yeah. So well said, boys. I thank you very much for your honesty. And I love the kookaburras in the background as well, bro. That was a nice touch. Moving on to a very, very informed side that I was actually quite impressed with how unified they looked. And it wasn't just me being sleep deprived at 2 a.m. this morning. AC Milan looked very, very good against Lazio. 2-0. So I'm speaking on behalf of our Milanisti friend Carlos, who gave us a bit of his take on today's game. I thought Tonali was awesome, and so was Diaz, and Ibra with his nice new haircut helps. And yeah, personally, I'm impressed with Pioli, boys. Pioli's gunning for his longest stint in a Serie A job since bloody Bologna in 2011 to 2014. So that was my opinion on it. But our friend Carlos said that defensively they were solid. Well organized, kept Lazio from creating anything of note, which I agree with. I was really struggling to see Lazio create anything. Milan shut them out pretty well and piled on the pressure. Probably should have been even further ahead with a penalty. Sarri getting red carded after something Salamakers did to piss him off is always a nice touch at the end as well. But the intensity and class that Milan played with, if they can recreate that week in, week out, Carlos is pretty confident in his thoughts that they will be title contenders. I'm just going to say I was impressed with the way that they played. I think that's a little bit of an early cry, in my opinion, because I think when they start to rotate against bigger sides in the Champions League, let's just remember they were playing Europa League sides last year. So there's definitely a step up in quality to their midweek fixtures. And I think when you look at squads on paper, Milan's starting 11 might be up there, but their bench and their lack of depth really isn't great. I'm going to go to Adam. I'm going to go to Adam first and then Armo. So, Adam, what are you saying about Milan, bro? Full kudos to them. Good start to the campaign, but last season was very similar to this one for them.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, Anthony, in regards to squad depth. I think, you look at other teams in the Champions League, and the ones that go deep are the ones with the biggest squads, or the ones with the quality on their bench. I don't think Milan have that. I think they have a solid first 11. But you look deeper down that list, and really the only one that didn't start for me that probably should be is Kaya, Simon Kaya. So yeah, I don't know. The other fascinating thing for me was playing Florenzi in the position he made his name in the first few years at Roma in that 7 role. So as part of that front three behind the lone number 9. So that was interesting to see. I watched that game. Obviously, they were really played really well against Lazio, who were flying at that stage. So but I'm seeing remembrance, as I'm sure you all are, of Milan from last season. So they'll start off on the flyer. Will they be able to maintain this compared to last season? I don't think they can because of the Champions League factor. Last year they didn't have any Europe. They weren't playing in Europe, so they're playing on 3 fronts like all the top teams are, and I can't see them going the distance, especially in Serie A. Champions League football is Champions League football. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Fair calls. What's your take on Milan after the first 3 games, man? 9 points from 9. Ninja Zlatan rocking a very awesome hairstyle. Comes on, scores straight away. For me, when Milan look good on the pitch, they look really, really good. It just so happens when they get patchy, they can get patchy for a very long period of time.
Listen, first of all, Ibrahimovic is one of those players like Cristiano Ronaldo, or Messi, or one of those great players that you want to have in your team. You don't want to face it because they can change the game anytime they want. Doesn't matter their age. All right, they might not last 30 games, but when they play, when they are there, they're going to punish you. We all know. I'm not surprised by Milan beating Lazio because Sarri always struggled against Milan. I think he struggled 2 years ago when he was at Juventus. I think he struggled when he was at Napoli. I think Pioli is one of those coaches that Sarri always struggles. Sarri have 2 or 3 coaches in Serie A that for some reason he always hit the wall. Pioli, Atalanta coach. Sorry, guys, I'm getting Gasperini, and there is another coach which I can't remember now. Sarri always struggles, so I was not surprised. I see Milan right now. Since last year, they've been traveling on the wave of excitement. They're really happy. If you watch their fan base, everybody, they all go in the same direction. Sometimes this can give you some extra energy that you don't have, or you don't know to have it. How they're gonna last, I don't know. Next game is Juventus-Milan. We're gonna get ready for 2 things. Milan might drop the first point, or Juventus might have 4 games without victory. So we start getting some, and they have Juventus after they're gonna face Liverpool. They first come back in Champions League.
Well, there you go, bro. There's the test. There's the test right there.
I'm telling you something. Juventus go Malmo, all right, and they might use their game to try to settle. But I cannot see Juventus go against Milan, and never happen in history of Juventus 1 point after 4 games.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's hard, though. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. And I don't know. I had the feeling that there could be a Juventus and win game 3, guys. Juventus win next game against Milan. Guess what? They're going on 4 points. They're only 3 points behind Milan. So everything's still open. I can't believe people already talk about winning the league.
That's why I wanted to give this particular video more of just a round discussion rather than go pretty much result for result, because I feel like if we just do result every week, we're just nitpicking at every single result.
I think this week will tell us a lot, especially after the Champions League, Europa League. Next Sunday will be a good test.
Well, with what? Every team's going to play 3 or 4 domestic fixtures in the next 27 days or something like that, or at least 3 domestic, 1 intercontinental. So it's going to be deep. It's going to be deep. All right, let's move along to the next one. I'll take the reins on this particular one before I go around the table. Inter dropped their first points of the season, 2-2 to Sampdoria. Like I predicted on my Inter Worldwide channel, man, don't go to Genoa and try and dick around with this side. If you're going to go to Genoa to mess around, make sure it's against the right one, because Sampdoria this season, they are looking just as painful at home as they always have, despite losing Ranieri. Play a very hard, high press. Good training for Inter for the Real Madrid game, but we really lacked it at the back. Our back 3, when they're all together, they're the best defense in the league. You take one piece out of this back 3, man, it's like a wobbly house of cards, man. I'll tell you that much. For me personally, I haven't said it much on this channel, but if you were to listen to me on my other channel, you'd hear me speak about it like a broken record. Handanovic was done as a top-level goalkeeper 3 seasons ago, possibly even 4. The way that this guy brings anxiety to the back line is actually not normal for a captain anymore. He is absolutely still dead on his line. Both goals are actually not necessarily his fault. However, in a world where we know as a goalkeeper, if you go out into the air to grab the ball, 99% of the time, the ref is going to call a foul on your behalf. He needs to command that ball better on the first goal. Okay, it's just not good enough for me at all. And you can just tell every time he steps on the pitch, he's shaky. The gentleman on screen, Federico Di Marco, it was a nice story. He scored his first goal for Inter, and as a youth product, it was something that he always wanted. He actually played decent when he had the ball, very poor defensively, as most flair fullbacks are in Serie A. Right, Amo? Your João Cancelos and your Ashraf Hakimis, they might look good on paper and they might be the fastest wingbacks in the world and good for certain leagues, but they come to Serie A and coaches are pretty quick to sell them, aren't they?
I watched the whole game, so thank you for asking me, because I was surprised how good they look on the ball and how bad they look off the ball when they have to defend. But not just Di Marco. In general, I was watching the Sampdoria as well. They got the midfielder, the blonde guy, Torsby,
yeah.
Torsby, you give him a ball in the air, and it's a great guy in the penalty box, everything. But his job was to defend and mark Barella. I could not keep up with Barella. So I found out that we're going towards a scenario where we're going to have all these beautiful players on the ball, but no one knows how to defend or man mark anymore, which is disgusting. Because at the end of the day, Di Marco, you're the right back for Inter. You can kick all the free kicks you want if you don't know how to defend. And that's what I was impressed. But I have to say, it was a very nice game to watch. I think this guy on the screen, Lautaro Martinez, it's one of very old school number 9. that he cannot change the game on his own. But you give him 100 ball in the penalty box, he's gonna score 99 goals. So it's a goal machine. I like him a lot. The goal he scored was great because Barella gave him a really bad ball. Honestly, Barella did everything great, but that ball was full of weight, and the height was not high enough for your header, not low enough for your pin. It was a very bad ball, and he managed to strike in he made it look easier.
Yeah.
Sampdoria, 2 players really impressed me, and I have a screenshot on the phone. I was messaging a friend of mine saying, "Oh, this Angelo and Colby, they look very good." As I type Angelo scored that cracker of a goal. What a player! But I have to see him as a defender as well because he suffered a lot on the right hand side as well.
Yeah.
So see, they look very good on the ball, but not that good off the ball. I think Sampdoria, we have to give it credit. We talk really bad about Sampdoria at the start, but once I watch them playing, they don't look bad at all. I think Quagliarella is gone, finito.
Yeah.
He didn't look at anything to give.
Probably a big reason why they brought Caputo in as well. They know that they're going to have to fill those shoes for the next few seasons when he does.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the last of Quagliarella in this season.
Yeah. All good. They're absolute legend. I'm going to go over to my friend James for the next one, man. Atalanta dropped points. I said it at the start. People were agreeing, but they weren't too sure. Some of us on here said they could make a run for the title. Me personally, bro, I reckon this is Gasperini's stagnant season, man. There's only so often you can coast on fairy dust and hype. James, man, Atalanta dropped points to the Viola. Before we talk Fiorentina, what are your thoughts on Atalanta, bro? Oh, you're muted, man. Give me a sec. Off you go.
Here you go. Okay, look, I've always liked Atalanta. I think they're a really exciting team to watch. They pass the ball very well. Possession's very good. Their counter-attacking is amazing. Last night, or this weekend, they did drop points, and the 2 penalties that they did concede were soft. But nonetheless, I still think they're in the title race. I actually think Atalanta are looking like one of the stronger sides. Them and Lazio. I think Lazio will go far as well. It was just one of those unfortunate games where they just conceded 2 penalties and they lost the game. But they weren't necessarily a poor side on the night.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean, but this is the 3rd match day in a row where we're saying the same thing about Atalanta. Bad night, they still look like the best team. So there's only going to be so many times they can do that this season, man. Realistically, where do you see them finishing, man? Because Gasperini said no regrets on the selection of the tactics and the boys because we've got Villarreal midweek. So, they're still a big club, man. Lots of Champions League football for them this season.
Yeah, look, but I don't know. Look, personally, I think they'll come in maybe 3rd. But yeah, look, if it's 3 weeks in a row that they're dropping points, it's it's big. It's going to add up in the season. So
yeah,
these games, every game matters. It always matters until the final match day. So they do need to sort of get in form. They need to be finishing their chances a lot better. They need to stop losing possession as much as they have been. So I'm going 3rd. I think they'll come 3rd this year.
Fair enough, man. I'm going to go over to Riccardo to talk a little bit about the resurgence of La Viola, man. A season like this for Fiorentina has been coming for the last couple of years. We just saw them really lose the plot, bad managerial selections from the presidents. But now it looks like they're finally gelling that old school identity. Riccardo, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they're probably one of the best prospect coach in Italy, Italiano. And Shadoway, he put the team together. They got a good transfer market. They keep Vlahovic. And they got Torreira, another couple of players, but the team looks solid. I think they will be the outsider of this season. Also, this Serie A season after probably 10 years, 11 years, he doesn't have a strong team got a leading the league. I mean, it's everyone is the same level. I see probably 6-7 teams that can win the league this year. So well done to Fiorentina finally. Personally, I don't like the president, Commisso. I think it's just a bad Calabrian immigrant. He's got money and he talks a lot of crap. But I think I'm honest, man. He only gives interview against the Juventus. I don't know why, man. He must have something burning on him, or maybe an ex-wife took him money, was Juventino. I don't know, man. But apart of that, it's a joke. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good Serie A. I see Milan probably contend for the league. I like Napoli and Roma. I would predict Roma at the beginning. I don't believe in Lazio. Really poor yesterday. The defensive, really poor. The goal of Ibrahimovic, Armando probably agree with me. That's not even like a pro. You get a goal like that. The defense were too wide open, and it just looked walking a path for Ibrahimovic. You know, it's I don't know. I predict there's about 7 teams. 7 teams. You know, I take from the one you got on the screenshot. You know, I take Udinese out. I put Juventus, but that's the team can win the league.
We're not really looking at this table. We're not really looking at this table in terms of where people are going to finish.
I'm just saying that the table you have, I take Udinese out of the 7 that I mentioned. I put a Juventus. I can say that all these 7 teams, they can win the league. Probably with Milan, Napoli, and Roma 1 step in front. Inter, of course.
Absolutely. Just quickly, I'm going to go around the table. You don't even have to give me a reason why. Let's just do it for basic fair play. Bologna take on Hellas Verona tomorrow. Hellas Verona desperately needing at least a point to get them off the bottom, and that's why I think they might just get one. All signs for me point to a Bologna win. They're a better side. They coach better. They're better man for man on the pitch. They made better transfers, but it does seem like that sort of result where Verona are going to have to look at each other and go, you know what? Let's get our asses off the bottom of this championship. Just quickly, your prediction for Verona and Bologna, man. Oh, you're muted, man. Just unmute yourself.
Sorry, I was mute for so long that I forgot about.
Oh, good.
It's one of those games that you flick the coin and you try to pick the victory. I'm going to say Bologna because they have a coach that can put the extra bit in the change room, you know, can charge the team. And Verona has been very, very bad on the market. They lost one of their best players in the last few days of the transfer market. And, you know, they look very weak to me. Man-to-man on paper, they look weak. But like we did with Sampdoria, we call them weak. And then you watch them play and you start seeing, oh, this play is good. Oh, this play is good. So it's all a discovery phase right now for some of those players because I never heard of them. But if I have to pick Bologna.
Fair enough, man. Adam?
I'm going to go for Bologna because they're at home. Like the other two have said, you can't really pick a team here on paper that that look like a standout. Interestingly, this could be, we'll say, Francesco's probably his last chance with a Serie A team if he's not successful this time. I mean, after his stint at Roma, he obviously, as we know, went to Sampdoria and then Cagliari and had been sacked twice there. So, yeah, last chance to win for him. And losing Zaccagni as well on that, you know, the last day of the window, I think has really hurt Verona. So, yeah, I think Bologna for this one.
Nice one, man. James, your prediction for Bologna, Hellas Verona tomorrow morning?
I think Bologna, but I don't think Hellas Verona will make it easy for them. I think they're going to come out because they're on the bottom of the table. They're going to want to get a win. So I think they're going to come all guns blazing. So it should be a good game.
It should be very good. I'm going to watch it, albeit the very crap time that it's on. Riccardo, what about you?
I don't know. I think I agree with Armando. Bologna's got the extra with the coach, and they don't have a bad team. But I think Verona. I think Adam. I don't agree. I think Di Francesco is in the same road of Montella. I think it's way past his spare time. He will end up in Albany, Turkey, somewhere.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's his last chance.
You know, surprising because we didn't. No one predict. I think Verona is going to be probably one of the teams going to be relegated.
Yeah.
When you start like this, I don't think you got a chance to claim again. Oh, you know, they sack the coach after 3-4 days. They get Nicola in, then everything's in and climbs again. But looks really hard at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. They were definitely one of the sides where I know for a fact all of us in the preview show we said it with our chest. We were like, when you lose Juric as your coach, and that was before they even lost Zaccagni on deadline day. So it's not looking good at the moment. I'm going to go around to say my farewells. Thank you very much to my amazing panel. Adam, it's always a pleasure, my friend. Congratulations for being at the top of the league. But, you know, match day 3, and we'll just leave it at that, man.
Hopefully we're still there for match day 4, boys.
Riccardo, always a pleasure, my friend. Granita, clock, enjoy.
Calma, boys. Calma.
Always. Zio, Amo, always a pleasure, my friend. Enjoy the
Thank
rest
you,
of your
Bello.
evening.
I got a proposal to Adam. Adam, let's do like the guy that won the gold medal in the high jump, the Italian guy. Let's split the trophy now. Close the league. We get Scudetto half each. We give a little bit to Milan too. Job is done.
Fair enough.
Oh,
You want
bro.
the green or the red?
I get the white. Easy.
Thank you to my friend James for joining us. First of many appearances, bro. Thank
Very
you.
much, guys. Thank you. Have a good week.
It was an absolute pleasure. From all of us here at Football Worldwide, we hope you enjoyed this coverage of Serie A Roundtable, and we will be back next week. Ciao, ragazzi.
Ciao.